Welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation with me, your host, Owen James. Guys, we're back with another video. We're back with a story that is developing, a story coming out of Italy, a story coming out of this Tutto Mercato web, I think it is, which is one of the Italian sports websites, and a journalist who has links to Sam Lammers through Sam Lammers' time at Atalanta Bergamo. Now, we know that Lammers obviously has been pretty much an unmitigated disaster at Rangers, hasn't obviously lived up to the early season promise. I mean, certainly this time last year when we were watching him pre-season, we were secretly encouraged by his performances, only to be horribly disappointed once the league season, cup and the Europa and the European games got underway. Lammers obviously then headed off in January to FC Utrecht on loan and was a success there. 20 appearances, 11 goals, 4 assists, 15 goal contributions in those 20 games, which is pretty good. And, you know, look, if you look back across Sam Lammers' career, now, in terms of his stats, his Eredivisie stats are actually very good indeed. And if you took those in isolation away from everything else, you'd actually think he was a damn good player. I'm sure he is, you know, probably a very good player. I'm not saying he isn't. But, you know, he's scored 30 goals in 69 games in the Eredivisie, 9 assists, 39 goal contributions in 69 games, better than 1 in 2, which is pretty good. A goal, you know, he's played over 5,000 minutes, averages a goal every 175 minutes in the Eredivisie, which is pretty impressive. Can you compare it to a goal every 420 minutes in the Scottish Premier League? But then you look at wherever else he's been across Europe, you know, just 4 goals in 50 Serie A appearances, a goal every 568 minutes. God knows why Michael Beale thought he was the answer. 2 goals in 17 appearances in the Scottish Premiership. That's a goal every 420 minutes. 15 appearances, 1 goal in the Bundesliga. That's a goal every 504 minutes. Europa League, 1 goal in 13. That's a goal every 701 minutes. Champions League qualifiers, not quite so bad. 1 goal in 540, goal every 143 minutes played. So look, you know, not so bad there. But his Eredivisie record certainly stands up to the test, doesn't it? So I think it's quite clear that, you know, when he is playing in Holland, he is a success with Heerenveen, with PSV, with Utrecht. And now it looks like he could be on the move to Twente. Now, it was originally reported that Twente had dropped out of the running for Sam Lammers over his wage demands. However, it now appears that Twente have found money from somewhere and are going to be putting some cash into it and trying to obviously pay Lammers. Now, nothing near what he is getting at Rangers, which is rumoured to be around 22,000. Rumours are between 15 and 18,000 at Twente. That's what's been rumoured, which would smash their wage structure. Their current highest paid player is on £10,000 a week. Now, Andrea Lo Sapio, who is a journalist for Tutto Mercato Web, which is based in Italy, has reported this. Former Atalanta and Sampdoria, Sam Lammers will return to the Eredivisie after a successful spell at FC Utrecht. He's 1 step away from at FC Twente from at Rangers FC. Rumoured transfer fee is around £3 million, which, you know, considering that, you know, we were worried about getting perhaps 2.5 for him, given the fact that, you know, the market is certainly not there for Rangers players at this moment in time. I think that is partly, obviously, you know, as I've said on a number of social media platforms, through our own making. You know, if you come out and you say, we want to sell these players and we need to sell to buy, and these players are not wanted, and this player has been pushed into the B team, well, the automatic signal you send to teams that want to buy your players is they don't want them. They're desperate for money, so we can lowball them because we're not going to go in off them a stupid amount because they're desperate. And that's kind of the message that we've kind of transmitted, which is, you know, doesn't make a lot of sense really for the club to do that. So that's where we're at. So I think 3 million would be a decent return for Lammers if this deal does get over the line. There's reports in a number of sources this morning as well, or this afternoon, that Lammers has actually flown to Holland for a medical, that Rangers have accepted this £3 million fee. Look, I think, you know, whatever now, we've got to get this. We've desperately got to get this transfer market moving. You know, the 1st of August, obviously the deadline for the UEFA Champions League squad. And, you know, the start of the season is just approaching an absolute rapid rate of knots. And to say, you know, that there are only 10 days left before the season actually starts proper against Hearts at Tynecastle. And as yet, we have not moved any of the deadwood out. And as yet, we have not replaced those because we haven't sold them, which obviously does follow on. It's common sense. It's pretty shocking. And really just kind of beg the question, what the hell is going on at the club in terms of getting rid of these players? Is it genuinely that no one wants them, or is it genuinely that the fees we're being offered for them are just not a joke, and we're not prepared to take them? But is there a time where you have to sit there and say, look, we've got to cut our losses, we've just got to get these players out, clear some of the wage bill, get a bit of money in, get some money for the back from the board, put it in, build a squad? Because look, the 1st of August, 8 days away, 3rd of August, 10 days away. If we're going to have a Champions League squad capable of competing with Dynamo Kiev, who, just a reminder, if you didn't see the video this morning, beat Partizan 6-2 on Tuesday night, we need to obviously upgrade what we presently have, because I will be 100% honest with you, the squad we currently have, the team we currently have, even if you were, those of you who love them to play TAV and Golds, would still not be good enough to get through to Champions League, I don't feel, at this moment in time. I also don't feel that this squad is anywhere near good enough to actually win the league at the next season. So look, that's the situation as it presents itself. This could be the first movement. Let's hope there is finally some movement out of some of these players that we desperately need to get shot of. Guys, I'd love to know your thoughts. Look, it's still it's still obviously not confirmed yet, but it is there. It is, like I said, being reported by regular, reliable sources. Obviously not Fabrizio, here we go, but it's getting there, guys. Thank you for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation. Please obviously smash the sub, help the channel to keep on growing. And on the way out, if you can do me a favour by smashing the like, and remembering always, we are the people.